So, welcome to Tchan International. Today we have a guest speaker from Poland. So today's MC is Joya from Afghanistan. She's studying at Nagoya University.
Thank you so much. Today, thank you everyone for coming to today's session. I would briefly explain about Poland, whom our today's guest speaker comes from. As you can see, Poland is situated geographically in Central and Eastern Europe. And you can see it's surrounded by countries such as Germany, Belarus, Russia, Ukraine, and other Eastern and also Central European countries. Poland is a mid-sized European country with a population of around 36.5 million as of 2026. The capital city is Warsaw, and it's, as mentioned, located in Eastern Europe, and also Warsaw plays a central role in governance and as an economic activity in the country. With an area of over 312,000 square kilometers, Poland is comparable in size to countries like Italy or Norway. Its currency is Polish zloty, and also while it's a member of the European Union, it has not adopted the euro. And Poland is also deeply integrated into global and regional institutions, including EU, NATO, OECD, IMF, WTO. And also, economically, it ranks the world's 21st largest economy by nominal GDP. And its Human Development Index places it in the high and also very high category, which reflects a strong performance in health, education, and income. Poland also emerged as one of the most dynamic startup and technologically hubs in Central and Eastern Europe. There are over 3,300 startups across the country, which Warsaw hosting the majority, followed by cities like Krakow and also Wrocław. I hope I'm pronouncing the names correctly. Globally, Poland's startup ecosystem is ranked 33rd with steady growth and increasing international investment. In 2025 alone, international investments attracted around over $213 million in funding, which signaling the growing investment confidence in this country. The digital economy is also a major contributor that roughly accounts for 8% of GDP and employing around 750,000 tech workers. High internet penetration and a strong STEAM education base continues to fuel this growth alongside stable GDP growth with expansion of around 3%. And as you can see, Poland is also a beautiful cultural, has a beautiful cultural and also natural landmarks with Wieliczka and also Bushnia Royal Salt Mines. As you can see, are the world's and UNESCO's World Heritage Sites that reflects Poland's long industrial and mining history. And at the same time, you can see the Totony Castle, which is shown here and is the largest castle in the world by land area, and it stands as a symbol of medieval architecture and regional power struggles in the country. And of course, at the same time, we can see Tatra Mountains, which is the representation of the country's beauty and a major destination for tourism, winter sports, and also recreation activities. Being said about Poland, It's our pleasure to invite and to welcome our today's guest speaker, Mr. Gregory, the CEO and the co-owner of Foresterlings, a Polish family-run brand known for natural, handmade, and environmentally responsible cosmetics. His work combines entrepreneurship, sustainability, and traditional craftsmanship while successfully positioning a local brand in global markets. Today, he will also share insights from Poland's economic transformation and lessons for innovators worldwide. Mr. Gregory, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for this introduction and the general overview about Poland. I'm really proud of my country. So thank you again for the introduction. I will try to share the screen to show you some to show you some details about the not only about the company but also about like my personal perspective on Poland and what we achieved recently. Oh, no. So thank you for this introduction. We are Four Starlings company from Poland. We are not based in the capital city, Warsaw. We are based 200 kilometers east from the capital in the greenest part of our beautiful country. And as you said, we are the manufacturer of cosmetics, natural handmade cosmetics from Poland. As you mentioned, we are a country located in Central Eastern Europe. We are just in the middle, to be honest, and we are surrounded by 7 different countries, including Russia, Lithuania, Belarus, Ukraine, Slovakia, Czech Republic, and Germany. So comparing Japan and Poland, you can see that Japan is like surrounded by the ocean, by the sea. It's an island, and in case of Poland, we are surrounded by different countries. So it makes a huge difference when it comes to the history, to the heritage, the culture, economics, like lifestyle, everything. And we are located between 2 very strong cultures and countries like Germany and Russia. So, uh, so we have this feeling of being between 2 huge uh, strengths in our history. You mentioned the surface of our countries, and you can compare it with Japan. Japan is slightly like bigger when it comes to surface, but when we are speaking about the population, Japan is at least 3 times bigger, 3 to 4 times bigger than Poland. So you can see that definitely in Poland there is less infrastructure, less urbanization when you compare to our countries. When we speak about the GDP, you mentioned that we are like approach the 21st place on the list of like the biggest economies when it comes to GDP. And I will tell you a little bit later one detail that may be quite surprising to you. So speaking about the history of Poland, we are a country always losing wars and always suffering. And it makes us as people, as nation, very strong. You can imagine that we got back our freedom after 123 years in 1918, after the Great War. But we were able to appreciate freedom only for 20 years, 21 years, and after the Second World War started in 1939. So it took 6 years to vanish 20% of Polish population. 20%. So each fifth person of our nation disappeared from the earth during 6 years of the war. But we couldn't be more happy to see the war ending. But unfortunately, the Soviet Union took control over Poland for next 50 years almost. From 1945 to 1989, we were a part of the communist bloc. So we didn't have a chance to feel the freedom during this period of time. And I was born in 78, so I still remember that time of different system. After 1989, the whole thing has changed, and we were able to breathe fully with our lungs to feel the freedom. But of course, it was not the easiest time for Poland, for Polish economics, because it was like no rule at all. It was like freedom, but of course it was a very wild time for brave people. And then in 2004, we joined the European Union, and it gave us security, the law system, uh, and encourage us to develop the economics rules, the society, and the culture in this place. Uh, but of course, when we speak about the economics and the society and the wealth of the society, we can imagine how poor Poland was after the collapse of the Soviet bloc. So people at that time, on one hand, they tried to establish new companies, they started to build their own businesses, but on the other hand, they tried to emigrate. So you can say that Polish nation is a nation of immigrants, people who are always fighting for better life. And at that time, it was not possible to make it happen in our own country. So people tried to emigrate to Germany, Belgium, Italy, Spain, like many different countries, not only in Europe, but also in the United States and like everywhere else, to make their life better and to bring some money uh, to our own country. And you can imagine that the second biggest city with Polish people is not located in Poland. So, for instance, Warsaw, obviously, as a capital city, is the biggest city with Polish people, but the second biggest city with Polish people is in United States, is Chicago. So you can imagine how many people emigrated from Poland to abroad. And of course, we have a huge population of Polish people living in UK, Germany, like everywhere else. But fortunately, recently, Polish people living abroad, they started to come back to Poland because they see how this country is changing now, how the life quality is getting better, and how many possibilities people have in our own country. And people started to believe in our own nation, in our own culture. So from my own perspective, this is the best time for Poland. Like we are now blooming. And this is the slide I wanted to show you when we started to compare Poland and Japan. According GDP, in 1990, Japanese GDP, and we are speaking about GDP per capita, PPP, like purchasing power parity, so including local prices. So in 1990, it was almost, at least like almost 4 times higher when we compare Japanese GDP with Polish. And when you take a look at the forecast in 2026, we may get higher than Japan after so many years. And there in 1990 there was a Polish president, very famous, who helped us to remove the barrier from the Soviet bloc, communist bloc, and he was a simple factory worker who became a Polish president. And during the election, he said that he is going to make Poland as a second Japan. And at that time, Japan, for us, for Polish people, was the most successful country in the world. So everyone looked at Japan, admiring your nation, admiring your country, admiring your economics. And he said, as a president candidate, he said that he wants to make Poland a second Japan. And at that time, it was not possible to make it happen. But after 36 years, his dream came true. That at least when we speak about GDP per capita, including purchasing power parity, we are going to be as rich as Japan is now. So it really makes me proud of this change in the history. But there is one thing to mention when we speak about GDP and when we speak about economics, that not only GDP is a factor to consider, also the Gini factor, speaking about inequality, and we are also speaking about wealth. So maybe you can see this colorful chart: Russia, Poland, and Japan, and Germany. So on the bottom line, you can see the wealth per capita, and we are speaking about statistics, so please do not take it personally. And in the vertical line, you can see inequality index. So Germany at the same time is very wealthy country, but the inequality index is quite high compared to Japan. It's like equal to Japan, you can see. And Russia, when we speak about wealth, is very poor. And at the same time, inequality index is very high. And Poland is somewhere in between. So it's not so wealthy as Germany and Japan, but it's wealthier than Russia. But inequality level, inequality index is very low. What does it mean? That at the same time, GDP is getting higher, so we are becoming more productive, but we are still, like, historically poor comparing to Germany and Japan, because we didn't have a chance after the Second World War to get rich over generations. But at the same time, the difference between wealthy people and poor people is very low in Poland. So what does it mean when you go to Warsaw? You see people living on a certain level, but there is no oligarchy, like extremely rich people and extremely poor people. You see like middle class people on the street. So this is what I want to share with you according like present situation in Poland. And it like this situation makes entrepreneurship easier because usually extremely wealthy people, they are represented only by less than 1% of the whole society. And poor people are not able to consume, they are not able to purchase. So having in mind the situation that Poland is getting wealthier, and the inequality index is low, it gives us a huge chance, a huge opportunity to start and establish new companies, new businesses, and to make them successful in Poland. Because as I mentioned before, the scale of the country is big enough to make our internal market purposeful. But it's not that beautiful as you may see. On this slide, you can see how the number of companies producing cosmetics has changed over last, let's say, 8 years. Now you can see a drop from 2023 to 2024. It's over 100 companies less manufacturing cosmetics. So we approached the level of 2019, just before pandemic. For cosmetics, the market, the pandemic situation was the historical opportunity. So many companies during this time, they started to offer products. So it started to be very competitive, very narrow, and few years after pandemic, companies started to disappear. So we call it consolidation because like stronger, bigger, flexible companies are getting better, and weaker companies they just disappear. So the whole situation is like getting clearer. Of course, this is a presentation about 4 starlings, but I don't want to speak too much about cosmetics and the offer because I wanted to share a general situation about Poland, about our country. But just to mention, we have over 150 products in the offer, including soap, deodorants, face care, hair care, and body care. All products are handmade. All products are natural. We don't use any synthetic fragrance, only natural essential oils. We don't use any plastic packaging, only glass, paper, and aluminum. So the whole thing makes our offer very original, very unique, but at the same time quite challenging because we are not speaking only about products, we are speaking also about lifestyle. So as you can see, we really focus on customer, on the experience, and on the whole product life cycle. And here, this part might be quite interesting for you because this is a diffusion of innovation, and you can see like the whole product life cycle and how we can distinguish different customers when we speak about different phase of the product development and the company development. We, as a company, we were established in 2015. So we turned 10 last year. And at the beginning, we were able to approach only innovators, people who were searching for innovation, for something genuine, totally different to everything what markets offers. So innovators, they are very curious, they are searching for different things, but they are only represented by 2.5% of the whole population. So they are curious, but they won't give you market success. The second group is are early adopters, and this group is bigger, definitely. It's 13.5%. This group is more active, it's like bigger than innovators. And at the same time, these people, they would share the whole experience with the public. They tend to share the experience with on IG, on Facebook and social media, generally speaking. And then you have the chasm. It means that the most companies fail here. They are able to survive only from these first two groups of customers. And now we as a company, we are crossing the chasm. So it means that we are approaching early majority. And people who are in this group, they are not necessarily loyal. It doesn't mean it's something bad. It means that people from this group, they tend to experiment. They tend to buy different products from competitive brands. They would not mind to switch from one brand to another one. So we need to be on their like scope constantly. We need to show our presence and show our activity on a constant basis to be mentally and physically available. And of course, this is a very scientific approach, but at the same time, it gives us a better understanding of what is happening with us as a company, what is happening with our products, and what is happening with our customers. That all experience we are gathering from the market gives us a better perspective on export. So from this point of view, approaching new customers in new countries means that we have to move a little bit backwards in time, that we have to approach innovators instead of trying to approach early majority. So strategically, we have to change the mindset when we approach new markets. Uh, I hope it's not difficult to understand this perspective. So let me give you like a short history about what happened during last 10 years in the company. We were established in 2015 in the kitchen, like 100% organical growth in the kitchen without any external investment. So we started to manufacture our products in the kitchen, and then in 2017 we invented two new totally innovative products like deodorant and shampoo bar. And you can imagine that in 2020 we were only 10 people in the company, and we were suffering like on every aspect of the business because it was too difficult for us to manage such a complicated system of manufacturing, R&D, logistics, e-commerce, and B2B cooperation, and retail store. It was too complicated for us to manage at this scale of company. And you can imagine that 1 week before pandemic hit, we launched a new e-commerce, and the whole system shut down, and our e-commerce, our online store, flew into the moon. So luckily, we were able to sell the whole stock, and the only challenge we had at that time was supply, how to get enough raw materials and packaging to be able to manufacture enough to cover the demand for our products. And that's why we made a decision in 2020 to move from 200 square meters facility to 1,500 square meters facility. So you can imagine how huge the change was at that time. And 2021, it was like even a bigger jump when we speak about the revenue. But 2022, we all know what happened. Ukraine, Russia invaded Ukraine. And the second thing, the inflation and the economic crisis also hit at the same time. So we really felt the difference speaking about people willing to buy products and to consume. So as you can see here, that from that perspective, 2020 till now, we were able to scale up the company from 10 people to 70 people in 5-6 years perspective only. And here you can see the growth of the revenue during last 10 years. Of course, on one hand, you can call it like very dynamic growth. Sometimes we call it a roller coaster. But it's on one hand, it's 10 years only, but on the other hand, it's like 100% organic growth without any like startups. They represent totally different perspective. and our perspective as a manufacturer is also like gives us a lot of self-confidence for the future. And to add one factor when we speak about the company's growth, that we need to find a balance between the security and the freedom. Of course, people who start to work at our company, they need security, they need rules, they need clear instructions. But at the same time, the pace and the growth requires freedom. And of course, we cannot combine security with freedom. And where the freedom is, there are no rules, and there is a lot of insecurity. So during the history, our history, we needed to find a balance. And of course, we are getting bigger as a company, and we are trying to establish rules, but still remembering that the growth requires some freedom to build new connections, to build new departments, to build new solutions for the company. And as I started to mention, growing means crisis. Constantly, we are going from one crisis to another crisis. But in this meaning, crisis is something good, something positive, because we are aware of the situation and we are aware of changes we need to introduce to the company. And this is one of our stores, retail stores. We call it vertical integration. So we have our own R&D department, research and development department. All manufacturing is managed in-house. The shipping department, our own e-commerce is online shop, and we have also 4 own retail stores based in Poland. And thanks to this approach, we are able to be as close as possible to our customers, and we are gathering a lot of feedback from our customers. And thanks to this feedback, we are able to improve our products. And this is for us a crucial thing in our growth as a company. And we are not going to stop, because here you can see this is a visualization, and this year we are going to open a store number 5, but it's not going to be an average retail store. It's going to be also a spa center. So we are going to have there steam bath and massage salon, because our products are perfectly fitted to spa centers. We have body scrubs, body oils, body mousses. We have the whole variety of different products, perfectly tailored to spa centers, and it will gives us also a better understanding of what people need in this kind of environment. Just to make a small resume of what I said, we as a Forest Starlings, we really focus on brand identity and foundation and positioning. Uh, what I just mentioned about the natural origin, handicraft products, but also unique branding and being as close as possible to the consumer. And the consumer now is changing, and we really have to be aware of it, that people are tired of excess and they really focus on the real value. They really focus on experience, and natural products is not something that makes a whole difference. This is obvious. This is a standard now. And we see that we cannot show off with natural origin. This is, for us, this is so obvious that we do not mention about it, because really people know it, how it works. And of course, we didn't think about like global expansion from the very beginning. We started by chance, because we got invited by the local government to Dubai for World Expo in Dubai in 2021. And there I got realized that for us, this is the best moment to start. And since then, we started to travel all around the world. We visited almost 30 countries searching for partners. And in 2021, we got realized how not ready we are for exporting. Speaking about marketing, speaking about products, speaking about the whole documentation, logistics, everything. We were not ready yet for exporting. And in 2023, we started to get ready. We started to prepare for export, to be able to deliver certain quality to our partners. And the most important thing that, from our perspective at least, that exporting is not only selling, is not only building another pillar to a stability of the company. It is also a different perspective, giving a better understanding of what we represent and who we really are. And this is also important when we speak about Poland and our nation of emigrants. We started to emigrate because we had to, but the whole experience we gathered from different countries, different people, different cultures, we were able to bring to our own country, to use the best solutions and to innovate and to improve our own country. And the same thing happens with us as for Starlings, that traveling and approaching new customers worldwide, we are getting better also in Poland, because it forces us to improve our products, to be like resistant, to be ready in different type of climate, to be ready for different skin types and to be ready for uh, cultural differences. So it gives us the feeling that the export is not only a project, it's not only a selling project, it is like a different mindset. And it's really important for us. And that's how we met our Japanese partner, because we are available in Japan. You can find us in the store called Two Trees. And on the picture, you can see our Japanese partner, Suzuki Umemi-san. We've been working together for 3 years. And uh, for me, it's a huge lesson uh, of Japanese culture. And I'm really proud of it. And I've been in Japan in last 2 years, I think like 5 times already. And hopefully I will come back this year again to Japan. And it really gives us a feeling of proud to be able to sell our products in Japan and to build our brand in Japan. So whenever you are willing to find good quality products from Poland, you can approach Tutri's website.
Can I confirm you need always partner to bring your product to different country? You always need to find
Yes, this is our strategy. We
Oh,
follow the rule think globally and act locally. Even if we read all books available, we won't be able to understand local perspective so effectively. So we chose to search for partners in every country we work with. And that's why we cooperate in Taiwan with Taiwanese people, in Hong Kong with Hong Kong people, and everywhere else, like same using the same rule for this.
can I ask what your partner does for your company? Only the export import or do they suggest do you produce like a country adapted product or
Uh, at this stage, we are like working together to localize these products, and it it's all about like communication. It's all about choosing right products. It's all about choosing like certain events and approaching different ways of distribution. It's also about organizing different workshops and taking part in different trade fairs uh, to give people better understanding of the brand and products we have in the offer. As we all know, Japanese market is very competitive, and you can find anything you can imagine in Japan. But at the same time, it looks like our offer is so unique that there is still place for us in Japan. And on the other hand, we see that the scale of the business and the capacity of our team uh, is like perfectly fitted to start building our presence in Japan, that we can deliver solutions, that we can deliver documentation, that we can deliver marketing tools to help to our local partner to grow.
So like when you try to find your partner in different country, how do you approach? Do you approach by looking at all the information and choose one company, or like how do you open and use like a call for application, or what is the process?
Of course, it's an evolution. We as a manufacturer with the capacity of like selling directly to customers, we are very flexible and open to search for new partners. And usually it's we want to be as close as possible to the end consumer. So at the same time, we can cooperate with a local independent shop, and at the same time, we can deliver our products to the importer and distributing company. Usually, the most important factor is that the partner fully understands our values and shares our values. This is the most important factor.
How do you choose then? How do you find first?
Of course, we visit different trade fairs,
I see.
but usually our partners, they first try our products on their own, and they usually fell in love with products. And then we invite candidates to Poland to visit our factory to see how it works. And then we start speaking about the business.
Thank you.
And here you can see a picture of our shop at Hong Kong airport. Because in Hong Kong, we already have 5 locations with our products. So this is what we have achieved in last 3 years of like building our global presence. We are available in 14 countries. And of course, it's not a piece of cake, it's a hard work. But we can see that people who really understand what we represent, they really get involved in the process, and they really they see not only the chance, but they already started to see the results. And we are expecting our Hong Kong partners in 1 month in Poland for a second visit, and they are coming to get more training for the sales crew. So it's getting better.
Great.
Of course, we can speak another hour about the company and about
You only have 7 minutes left.
Yes, that's why I'm like trying to get to the end of the presentation and to make a final sentence. I told you about Poland, and I hope you will have a chance to visit our beautiful country in the nearest future. We spoke about the business, the entrepreneurship, and our approach. Few words about Four Starlings and our overseas campaign, and the mindset, which is the most important factor to success of each company. I hope this presentation was helpful to dream big.
Only 5 minutes, so like you make questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Gregory, for the very great presentation. I learned really a lot more about Poland and, of course, about your business. Well, I have 2 questions. My first question is, Well, I could see how the business is also changing, especially in terms of cosmetics in Poland. We see some gradual decrease of the companies due to this maybe harsh political situation in the country, and also, of course, the challenges that your company faced since the beginning. I mean, and then of course after 2021 to 2022. My question is, what really made you inspired to keep this spirit of doing and continuing for Starlings continued despite these challenges, and so far today that you are still at my actually dreaming to expand it more and more. So what's that very deep down inspiration for you and of course your family surroundings who are doing this all together?
Thank you for this question. Of course, we are surrounded by like different challenges, political, economical, like everything is like even the tax is getting harder for us. But at the same time, I can admit never been better. Like for us, this is the best time of our life. So the bigger we become, the bigger problems we face. This is the nature of life. And I'm pretty sure that doing nothing would be much safer for us. But this is so unique what we are doing that even local government started to help us, that we might be a reason to be proud of being of our region. So it's beyond business, it's beyond our personal work. It's something for us as a nation to be proud of. We even on the how do you call it, on the window of our stores, we placed how do you say, a sentence made in Białystok, made in our home city, because we want to be really a reason to be proud of being from our city. Because our city, our region is the poorest region of Poland. There is not so many, not so much industry, not so much manufacturing, not so much reason to stay historically. But now is getting better and better. So we want to be a reason to stay, not to emigrate.
Great. Thank you so much.
So
Thank you. Yeah, such a powerful inspiration actually to also learn from you, and especially for those young scholars, young entrepreneurs, and of course students, university students who are willing to start a business in this very competitive and at the same time very sometimes difficult to follow the ethical rules and regulations and conditions, and of course expectations of the customers. What would be your main message for these kind of young people to who want to start something but maybe still are afraid or still hesitant to do something?
of course, with experience comes knowledge and less willing to change present rules. And when you are young and you are unexperienced, it's the best time to take the risk because you are not surrounded by rules. And we know that the most inventions, the most revolution is made by young people who are not experienced, but they are brave enough and they don't know they don't have this experience. So it makes it even more successful. But of course, it's not for everyone, not for everybody. But I think like worth taking this risk.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Can I ask? Maybe we should already finish, but last question. Like you said, now you have 70 workers, right? Where are they from?
All from our region, and we have a few people from Ukraine.
Oh,
Because we had a huge uh, immigration from Ukraine because of the war. Now in Poland, I think like between 2 and 3 million people from Ukraine live in our country. And we are very similar to each other culturally and by the language. They easily learn Polish language. So there is no big barrier between us, and we are very happy to have them with us, because also not only Japan but also Poland suffers the birth rate,
oh,
and this is like very similar situation. Of course, all like high GDP countries suffer the same problem, and thanks to immigration, like the economics is getting better. So we hired not only Polish people but also people from Ukraine.
Thank you. And maybe last question. Like you said, like you mentioned, you started from the kitchen, right? Kitchen to now you export the kitchen, like ordinary kitchen product to everywhere in the world, most of the countries. So like then like how do you decide, like how do you decide, oh, for the new project or a new product, which is the key factor, or let's do this what, like how the decision will be, like how do you decide for the new?
This is a very difficult question, because on one hand, we can see what is happening on the market. On the other hand, we have our own ideas. So the biggest factor to innovate is to take this risk of not uh, inventing successful products. So even if we don't see like a chance for the product to be successful, but we still believe in it, we try. And you can imagine, for instance, cream deodorant. We launched this product in 2017, if I remember well, and there was no demand for this kind of product. Everybody used antiperspirant, spray antiperspirant, to stop the natural process of sweating. And we invented deodorant, which uh, is not created to prevent sweating. It's only uh, to prevent from the bad odor, to prevent you from the bad odor. And last year we sold more than 200,000 pieces of our deodorant.
wow.
And and people really switch from antiperspirant to deodorant. And the armpit is a very important part of our body, of our skin. It is created to remove toxins and to regulate the temperature. So we need this part to be open for our skin to remove sweat, to remove toxins. And if we block it by antiperspirant, body has to find another way to remove it.
Mm.
So we should not stop sweating.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But we all know that we don't want to smell bad. That's why we invented this deodorant. And even if it's in the glass jar, so you need to use your fingers to apply deodorant. So you can use it, you use it as a cream, And some people, they, how do you say, some people, they were not happy to apply deodorant using fingers. But one person a few years ago wrote us a message saying, "Thank you for saving my life." And we asked the lady, "Please tell us what happened, that you are saying things like this." And she said that during the applying process, using her fingers, he discovered something unusual in her breast. And she went directly to the doctor, and doctor said this is the best moment to remove it because it's so early stage of cancer, saying directly. And that's why she said, "Thank you for saving my life." And we got the permission from her to publish this information. And since then, we started to promote our deodorant to prevent, to make your self-checking, self-diagnose. And every day you take a shower in the morning, and every day you apply deodorant. And it will take 5 seconds more to check yourself, to prevent. So that's why we issued a special edition of our deodorant, Check Yourself, for a Pink October. So this is like the whole sense of our company, that we don't focus only on business and on selling, but also on giving people solutions, how to improve their lifestyle.
That's the business. But thank you very much. It's overtime, but I really moved. It was so nice this time.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you.
Thank
So,
you. Bye
yes,
bye.
bye bye. I close it, but I put archive on the website.
Oh, and I have some questions from people.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
Some comments now.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. So we close. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.